Hey, welcome to the Razzle Dazzle Show, a podcast where we talk about our favorite video games and all things pop culture with an emphasis on our favorites. We're your hosts Jared, Mauro, and Chaz.
Yo. Hi, guys.
And this is Delta episode number 50 for the month of April. If this is your first Delta series episode, this series is basically a series of episodes where we take the time to catch up about what's been going on the past month with us and in the world of pop culture. And this is also the home of our signature Delta Quest D&D campaign towards the end. Please let us know what you think about this episode somewhere on the internet, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Razzle Dazzle Show, on TikTok at Razzle_Dazzle_Show, on Blue Sky at Raz-Show-Pod, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Raz_Daz_Pod. And with all that being said, it's Razzle Dazzle time!
So, what have you guys been up to this month?
I will go first. Mine's be so quick. Nothing. I generally haven't done any.
Nothing of importance has happened in April.
No,
all right.
I got my bike from Miami. That's about it. That's all I said. Might as well be quick. I haven't done anything fantastic recently.
Did you go to Miami?
No, I have a nice, lovely family that was nice enough to bring it to me.
Cool.
But
cool.
That's my month. So
You got a bike.
You got a bike. That's pretty good. Pretty big month.
I've had this bike. I just brought it from Miami.
You got it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. One last thing. It was my birthday this month. That's about it.
It was your birthday.
One last little thing. Happy birthday, Chaz.
That's all I got.
Chaz, for your birth month, you got to pick the entire lineup of this month's episodes and what we released. So you chose for us to do a top animes list at the start of the month, where we all go through our top 5 animes. So that's 15 animes, and we tier list them. That was really fun. And then we did a whole episode on The Flash, because that is your favorite superhero, Chaz. And Mauro and I really came out of that episode with a new appreciation for The Flash. And just last week, I'm pretty sure you don't know him by name, Chaz, but Lee Tokar, he is the voice of many, many characters throughout fiction, throughout pop culture. But for you, I think you might care more about his role as Frieza in Dragon Ball Kai. So yeah, I think you had a pretty good birth month.
I think I had a great birth month, even though we're only halfway through it.
No, we're at the end. We're recording this at the end of the month, remember?
Oh yeah.
You take some extra days in May.
Whoops.
But yeah, shout outs to Lee Tokar. He is also Bibble in the Barbie movies. He's also Bling Bling Boy among many, many others. He's actually a really great guy. He's really cool. But yeah, I'm glad you had a good birth month, Chaz, and that you got your bike back. You didn't do anything special for your birthday? I know Destiny pulled you to some surprise celebration thing.
We went to Olive Garden.
Yo!
I haven't been to Olive Garden in years.
Hell
Great
yeah!
pasta. Great pasta, terrible bread. I'm sorry.
I think it's the other way around.
What?
I feel like people prefer the breadsticks, and that's why there's an unlimited basket or whatever, bottomless breadsticks. And I honestly think the pasta is usually very under-seasoned. The sauce,
Okay. Well, what pasta do you get?
I usually get a ravioli or something. Usually a red sauce,
Okay.
I like raviolis or tortellinis, or something like that, But it always feels like it's under-seasoned. Not enough garlic, not enough salt.
I think that there's at least a remedy to that. You could yourself add some extra pepper or some extra whatever you might need. The bread, though, I believe that it is unlimited bottomless bread because it's so ass and they don't care.
You can buy that. You can buy that at the store, in the frozen section, just like the Olive Garden breadsticks.
Why would you?
I don't know. I mean, people love them for some reason. You can also buy the mix of the Red Lobster biscuits.
Okay.
Those are good.
Those are actually really good. Yeah,
those are worth it.
I'll bite my tongue on the biscuits. Those are amazing.
But you went to Olive Garden, Chaz. That's great, man. I'm glad. I'm at least happy that you got to spend your birthday the way you wanted to.
Yeah, I just wanted to relax. It was like trying to say, "Do I want to go karting and stuff?" And I was like, "No, I kind of just want to
chill."
Yeah.
I've noticed that as I get older. Like, I don't know if that is just us getting older things. Just like, oh, it's your birthday. What do you want to do? Nothing. Just like let me be. Just let me do my own thing.
Oh my goodness! Yes, please leave me alone on my birthday.
Just let me play my video games. Just let me watch my show. You know, like I don't really want to go out. I don't want to spend money. I just want to enjoy my time, my limited time.
Oh my God, I found my people.
And my birthday's next month too, which is gonna be awesome in terms of like for me, of course, since I get to choose what episodes come out because I get to be selfish. It's a great lineup. It's a great lineup. I'm so happy for you guys to like listen to it. You guys and also the audience. Like it's a great lineup and I'm really excited for it.
All right.
That's it for Chaz. Mauro?
I actually had a slightly more involved month than Chaz, but not super involved. I had a couple things happen this month. First and foremost, I got my Steam Deck finally.
Yeah.
I threw the PC plans in the garbage because it's not just I refuse to buy one. I want to build one, but it's not just all the parts I need, but I also need a monitor and a desk and a chair and a couple of other things like a headset that I just now bought. Like that one I needed to buy, as well as the mic for this so that I don't sound like this anymore. And a couple of other things that I said, you know what, dude, I have a TV that works as a monitor. I have controllers that's on my keyboard. Let me just get the deck. So I got the OLED, and honestly, it's pretty nice. I haven't been able to play it yet, even though I've had it for over 24 hours, because I've been doing a lot of troubleshooting.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I was actually thinking about getting myself a Steam Deck, mainly to like help out with some things for the show and like or the Let's Play series that we've been planning on, you know. But like I found you guys already know this, it doesn't matter, but I already found a workaround for that. But also the Switch 2 comes out in June. It comes out in 2 months and it's about the same price as the Steam Deck. So like
how much does the Switch 2 cost on release?
Like by itself is $450, but with like the bundle for the new Mario Kart game, Mario Kart World, is $500. And that is just like the console, like in the box with the game. So here's, I don't know if you want to get into it already, but some of the big backlash that the Switch 2, that Nintendo is having, is the prices, not only for the accessories, like they are pretty expensive by themselves. It's kind of a little bit ridiculous, but it's mainly because of Mario Kart World is $80 by itself, and the new Donkey Kong game is $70, which is like, I understand $70 is becoming like the new norm for games, but I think the biggest thing that people are upset about is that we are starting to get to this $80 price tag for a video game, and of course people don't like it on top of an already just about $500 console piece. Like if you're just getting the console itself, not with Mario Kart, just the console itself, $450, and you're gonna get like accessories like extra controllers or like the new camera that comes with it, or like whatever, it's gonna build up to, you know, hundreds of more dollars. If you get all of the accessories plus the Switch itself, the Switch 2 itself, it's gonna cost way over $1,000 just to have it all.
Yeah, and that's, look, $80 for a fucking Mario game. Let's be real, okay?
Now,
Nintendo is getting too big for their britches. Come on.
Yeah, it's Mario Kart World. It's a open world Mario Kart game now, and I love Nintendo, man. I'm a big Nintendo kid, right? Like I've always have had this relationship with Nintendo, even if they're doing stuff that's not like, you know, not great. I can kind of see where they're coming from and like, you know, be like devil's advocate, you know, I can kind of put myself into that perspective. $80 price tag for games themselves, period. I think that is insane. Now, I understand Nintendo has this thing about making sure that what they put out are finished quality games. Do they have a good track record for that? Yes, of course they do, because that's one of the biggest selling points to buy a Nintendo game compared to like Ubisoft or EA. Like we get like a half finished game for full price, and then we get DLC later in a few months for like another $30. Like, yeah, I get it in that sense, but like also the baseline for Mario Kart World being freaking $80 on top of, so if you want to access all the new features, like use the new camera thing, you got to buy the camera, which is another $50 itself. If you want to do the open world play with your friends thing, you need a Nintendo account, the Nintendo Online service, which is another like $20 a year. I don't know. I
understand
it's that $80. It's not
games
good.
Get more.
It's not a good price.
As games get more, they get higher quality. You start adding more things, right? The cost, it becomes more expensive. I understand that. I would maybe I'm down to pay $70 for a AAA game. I'm down to pay $70 for GTA 6 when it comes out, because I know for a fact that it'll be worth it. I am not down to pay $70 for a Mario Kart game, let alone an $80 price tag. That is like, how can you even justify that? The first game that comes out from Nintendo with an $80 price tag should have been like,
I think, a Zelda game.
Yeah, definitely a Zelda game. It should have been.
That's what they did with Tears of the Kingdom. That's how Nintendo started with the $70 price tags with Tears of the Kingdom. I think that's justified, because Tears of the Kingdom
it works.
Groundbreaking. It is revolutionary. Hell, I would even be okay maybe with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which we got like a new trailer for in this direct that happened this past month, which it looks amazing, by the way. But even those games, I would justify a higher price tag. But Mario Kart, I don't know, man.
Here's the thing: do you see Mario Kart World being Game of the Year?
No, but
should not be $80.
Well, is it a? Is there a big potential of it being award winning? Yes. Best family game? Yes. Best multiplayer? Sure.
It will get those accolades and those awards.
It will. It's like Game of the Year now. Okay, go ahead.
You said this is an open world Mario Kart?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, look, open world doesn't open world doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be like a great game, right? Like, you can tack on open world to anything. They tacked on open world to Kakarot, dude.
Okay, but
yeah.
Mario Kart. I don't open world means like there's a map and you're just driving around freely wherever you can go.
That's exactly it.
I would say, look, if Mushroom Kingdom is like 500 miles away from Bowser's Castle, you have like a track in Bowser's Castle, you would drive from Mushroom Kingdom to Bowser's Castle. That's what I'm assuming it is, right?
That's that's basically it. Yeah.
And there you go. Can you get out of the car? If you can get out of the car, yeah, maybe. No, then you. $60. $60. Get out of here.
I mean, even $70, like, I'm okay with that. Like, 70 is pushing it to not only like the state of the world that we're in terms of like the economy or whatever, but like, you know, $60 has been the baseline for a video game, a AAA video game, for the longest time. Pushing it to 70 recently within like the past couple of years. Okay, that's a push, but now we're going 80?
You want to put an $80 price tag on a Mario game?
5 years since we started doing $70 games, I don't think. It hasn't even been 5 years, I don't think. And you're already wanting to push 80? Nah, man.
70 is a new development. 2-3 years max, bro. You want to put $80 price tag on your game? Mario better get out of his car, go around, do little side quests and stuff like that. Okay, I better be able to change his hat, his clothes. Okay,
you do get new outfits. You do get new outfits.
No. I want him to go to a place, right, and pick out his clothes. Okay, I want him to find it in chests. I want to be able to like get into the car, go do a race, then get out of the car, park it somewhere, and then go like jump inside of pipes and hop on top of Koopa Troopas and stuff like that. Okay, that could be an $80 game.
You're just talking about Mario Odyssey. You're just talking about Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey 2, $80. Bam.
See, no, because if Mario Odyssey 1 is already that, and that wasn't $80, then you already lost your ability to put an $80 price tag on a fucking game, bro.
I guess just to back up and to like the point between like me getting a Steam Deck or not, like, yeah, the Switch 2 is coming out in 2 months, which is already like super soon from when they announced it, from the Direct. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I don't see any reason for me to get a Steam Deck now, especially like, you know, since I have a PC, you know.
Exactly.
And with this coming out, like, no, there's no real reason. And like, it sucks. I'm in this weird in between with the Switch 2, because like the games that are going to come out for it, like the new Hyrule Warriors game, Age of Imprisonment, the new Zelda game, and the new Metroid Prime 4, like those are the top 2 games that I am hyped for this year. They're not until later in the year.
That does suck, but listen, that's the point of the console sellers, right? These games exist to sell you the Switch 2. They're the only reason you're getting the Switch 2, right?
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Like the games that are coming out like on release date, like Mario Kart World, and like soon after, like Donkey Kong Bonanza and stuff. I'm like, yeah, they're cool. I want to play them, but like I'm not hanging on the edge of my seat to play them. I'm not like, jonesing for it. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Those games are not console sellers for me, but I'm still gonna buy the console because I love Nintendo.
Right. And the console sellers are going to come out at still a reasonable time, same year.
Yes, exactly. So that's my bit with that.
Well, regardless, you have a PC. I feel like if you already have a PC or something that can run AAA games like that, that has access to Steam, I don't really think you need the deck. The deck, in my opinion, should genuinely be either an alternative, or if you travel a lot, right? And you have a PC at home, but you're not constantly at home, don't get a gaming laptop, get a Steam Deck. It's way more portable, and you pretty much do the same thing on a slightly smaller screen.
Yeah, I think those are great points to get a Steam Deck, but with the Switch kind of does the same thing, but for only Nintendo games, and I just can't play.
That's the only issue, right?
It's the library. Then in that case, it's just the library that's holding me back. But that's fine,
No. Again, like you can't play Nintendo. You need a Nintendo product. Is easy as that. And then that's why they're in the market.
Yeah. But yeah, it was still on you. So what else have you been up to? You got the Steam Deck.
Aside from that, I've actually been trudging along with The Witcher. I'm still in Blood of Elves. I read when I can, but it's gotten interesting, and I know, Chaz, you and I talked about, hey, Mauro, dedicate your time to other pursuits. Don't just rewatch Young Justice. Maybe like pick something new up off the ground and try that for a bit. I tried my damnedest, right? And the way that I did that, I started watching Young Justice again from the beginning anyways. But the way I did is, apparently there are these comic books that had come out which take place in between those episodes, and it kind of like fleshes out the team a little bit more, and it gives you some more like perspective. There are some comics that take place in Gotham where it's just Batman and Robin. There are some that take place in Star City where it's Green Man, Green Arrow, and Artemis.
Green Man.
Yeah, the green guy. And you even have some Wally West and Flash things in there that I was like really happy about, and I was like, damn, I wonder how long these comics go, but they don't really go past season 1 too much. So, but yeah, that was my second thing, and there was a third thing that I can't really recall right now, but
I know
just
what
to
it
be
is.
in, what was it? Oh, that's
Star Wars Celebration.
Star Wars
was this
Celebration. Month. Oh my lord, they announced a couple of cool things. A lot of those things seem like, all right, Andor's getting another season. There's this another like.
I don't like Andor.
You don't like Andor?
It's too boring for me, man.
I think you're lying.
I'm not.
Are you serious?
I'm so like the entire time I was watching season 1, I was like, oh my god, this is such a dread. Like
that's an interesting take. I haven't heard anybody say that. I still haven't seen Andor, but everybody has been like on. Anybody that likes Star Wars, and some people that like aren't even super into Star Wars like that, have been on me to like watch it, or not recently anymore, but back when it was coming out. Oh my goodness, it's the best piece of Star Wars media in a long time. It's so good. It's just great TV.
I just thought it was boring.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You didn't like so what was the? Actually, I don't really care enough to talk about Andor. What I want to talk about is Maul. The new Maul show.
Oh my god!
Look, the fact that they're still bringing Sam Witwer back and they still have him involved in Star Wars just has my heart leaping out of my chest. Oh my lord, please!
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway from Star Wars Celebration. It's like, and it's Dave Filoni, of course, is in the Clone Wars style. We're just like learning more about what's Maul been up to with like the Crime Syndicate, and we're getting a character that's only been in Legends, Darth Talon. We're gonna get Darth Talon here.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I like how they're okay. If anybody is going to bring a Legends character over into the canon, I trust Filoni with it. I know it's a meme. I know it's a meme to like ride Filoni this hard. You know, he does. He doesn't. It is. It is. There are some people for some reason or another that get extremely upset when somebody brings up Dave Filoni's like name, and then they're just like, "Well, this man is not the god of Star Wars." Well, no, but he is. At least he is a fan and he respects the media. And he's not above being corrected. There's one of my favorite Sam Witwer interview moments was when he was talking about one of the Mortis episodes. He was in the writer's room there with them. You know, they were doing they were reading lines, and one of the lines was Anakin talking to the ghost of his mother, talking to her about Padme, being like, "Hey, I met somebody, I got married. She's a great girl, whatever." And Sam Witwer was like, "Actually, Anakin wouldn't really be introducing Padme to Shmi because
they already met.
They met in episode 1." And Filoni was like, "Huh, that's right." So he was, you know, he changed that. He went back because as much of a fan as he is, he's not omniscient, and he knows this. Yeah. And he's not like the type of person to just kind of like, no, it's my way. I don't want anybody else's input, which is why he surrounds himself with people like Jon Favreau and the like other fans, you know? Yeah. I like that he keeps Witwer around too, because that man actually is a walking Star Wars encyclopedia.
Yes, he is. And like, I always love learning more and just seeing more about Maul. Ever since Sam, like, you know, really fleshed out his character in Clone Wars, like, this is a part of Star Wars that I love to see. It's like more underground syndicate stuff. Not only like is that pretty cool, and like we don't see a lot of that in Star Wars outside of like, I don't know, Hondo, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But we get to explore like Sith stuff, like not just like the standard rule of 2 between Emperor and Vader. No, we're talking about the Sith, you know?
Genuine, raw Sith stuff. What I love about Maul is that he doesn't refer to it as the dark side. Yeah. He just calls it the Force.
Yeah. The way they've really revamped his character throughout the Clone Wars, it's just made him such a well-rounded character. Very fleshed out already, but there's still more that can be done. And it's crazy because we're gonna get this point that's between Clone Wars when we see him and then when he dies in Rebels. So it's just a good in between, like right after season 7 of Clone Wars, we're gonna see what he's been up to, and I'm so excited.
I always wondered, man, because after that they just kind of they told us that he went out, he started the Crimson Dawn crime syndicate, but then we never really saw the aftermath. We saw him like after he had lost all of that in Rebels, when he tried to like manipulate Urza and shit, didn't really work out, and then him dying at the hands of Obi-Wan. But there was this giant chunk where like all these years have been like, well, why did they tell, like, what's with the cameo at the end of Solo? Like, what are you gonna do with this whole Crimson Dawn stuff? I see Crimson Dawn stories, but I don't see Maul. Like, what was going on there? I did not expect a show. I thought that they were just hyping him up for comics or something.
And if I'm not mistaken, Crimson Dawn is also another thing from the Legends.
It might be. I'm not super familiar with that there.
I could have sworn I read it in like a book or something.
Could be. But that's me. That's my month. That's my month in a show.
And also, if they're using Maul and this whole like storyline to bring in more Legend stuff into the current canon, God, I love it. Using him as like the stepping stone for that, hell yeah, man, I'm here for it.
Absolutely. What about you, Jared? What have you been up to this month?
Well, I already mentioned the Nintendo Directs a lot. It was a great Direct. It was a really awesome Direct, not only showcasing like the Switch 2 and like all the new bells and whistles for it, and like, you know, how much more powerful it is compared to the Switch 1, whatever, right? It's like, okay. But a lot of great games were announced, right? So a lot of cool games that I'm not like super in love with, but I'm excited for. Like I said, Mario Kart, Donkey Kong. I'm super hyped for Metroid Prime 4 and the new Zelda game, Hyrule Warriors. Compared to the last Hyrule Warriors game, Age of Calamity, this one is actually canon because it's taking place within the imprisonment war that we see in Tears of the Kingdom. So I am so excited for that. There's a lot of like other cool indie game stuff. A lot of like bigger games, AAA games are coming to Switch, like Borderlands 4, Cyberpunk, Street Fighter, Final Fantasy 7, you know, like a lot of cool stuff. Hogwarts Legacy, Elden Ring, right? Which I'm sure Chaz will love. And also I think something that you guys will find interesting, the new game from Software, the Dusk Bloods. It's like some weird vampire Souls-like game. So that's cool. You know, Kirby Air Riders is making a comeback. You know, we're getting a GameCube emulator thing for the Switch 2, which I'm super excited about. They're going to have Soul Calibur 2 on it. They're going to have the Wind Waker. A lot of like my favorite GameCube games are going to come to the Nintendo Switch 2 because of that. So like I'm really looking forward to this console overall, but I'm not going to be able to play the things that I'm excited for a while. You know, like I said, like not a lot of these things that I'm excited for are coming out in launch, but a good amount of it is. I know the GameCube Classics thing is coming on launch, but yeah, and it's soon. It's crazy. It's awesome. But the other biggest thing that's been happening for me this month is Daredevil Born Again season 1 finished, and it absolutely blew my mind. I loved it. First of all, it is a great show. I love how like it's it's still a continuation, of course, from the original Netflix series, but there's so much that goes on to it. And not to take up too much time, but I think like one of the main points that I have about this, and of course to be spoiler free, a kind of love-hate relationship I have with the Daredevil show in general is I love the Daredevil suits, right? I love how they look. I love seeing them on screen. I love Charlie Cox as Daredevil, and I love it whenever we see the suit. And it's a weird thing where the majority of the show, we barely see the suit. And, you know, with superhero movies or shows, you know, the suit or the outfit is usually one of the biggest things, and usually that they're in the suit for the majority of the time, but not in Daredevil's case. The most we see out of the Daredevil suit is in season 2 with the Punisher and Elektra and all that. Right. Season 1, we didn't get to the suit until like the last couple of episodes, and season 3, again, he wasn't even wearing the suit for the majority of it, so it's like mainly Matt Murdock in the Black Mask vigilante outfit.
You totally reminded me that I have to finish Daredevil and start the new one.
Yeah, man. In Born Again, it's again like we barely see the Daredevil suit. We only see it really in the last 2 episodes. Yeah, we see it in the first episode, but like the first half of the first episode, but like it's mainly in the season finales. And I hate it in the sense of like I want to see it more just because of how much of a fan I am. But I love it in the sense of storytelling. The storytelling that they did with Daredevil Born Again. And I think the entire show, like the entire series, they like to take their time with Daredevil. We really get to sit and watch everything get fleshed out. All the characters, the setting, the things that are happening, like the events, right? Everything becomes weighted and we become invested. And a part of keeping the suit off of Matt Murdock for like the longest time, I think it also adds to that weight or that feel of like when he's finally in the suit, it's like a badass thing, right? But there's also an in-story reason why we don't see it much often, or we barely see it because of the decisions that Matt Murdock is making or the way he's feeling or whatever. It's really hard not to spoil this, but I'm trying my best. But I don't know, there's this beauty in the minimalistic ways Born Again and all of Daredevil really shows us like the actual superhero bits. Like when he becomes Daredevil, when he puts on that cowl, we get so many awesome, great fighting sequences and like so many great like actual superhero stuff. But that's not all this story is. That's not all who Daredevil is, because there is this other side of Matt Murdock. Like this isn't Batman we're talking about. It's not like, oh, Bruce Wayne is the mask and Batman is the actual character that we care about. No. Matt Murdock is both Daredevil and Matt Murdock and the lawyer. And we really get to see all aspects of this fleshed out, and I absolutely love it. That's my brief spoiler-free review on Born Again. It's just like we don't have the time to get into all of it, but like I just don't want to spoil it for you and Chaz, so I'm just gonna keep it at that.
Yeah, because I do want to see.
Yeah, man, it's so good, and like, God, it messed me up too. Like, there's some episode 2 messed me up a lot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Anything else before we start the Delta Quest?
Not for me,
Mauro?
No, I'm good. I said my piece.
Alrighty then.
It was a good month. Last time on the Delta Quest, our heroes stocked up on potions and elixirs. Urzak took illicit substances and turned into a dragon, but only sometimes, and our group made an unlikely ally in their quest for justice against Beans the Clown Lich. Let's dive right into the Delta Quest. So, last time, Pike and Zambo went off with the 3 horses in order to return the 2 that they borrowed, as well as the one that Ruby the Drow had stolen from the horse stables outside of Neverwinter, and Ruby stayed behind with Urzak, who had turned into a dragon but is no longer a dragon because the spell wore off, and they started holding hands or sparring. Which one?
Spar. I like fighting.
Urzak says as Ruby comes down at him with a scimitar. You see the blade shine in the early morning sunlight as it comes down on you, and I want you, Chaz, to roll me. Take a dodge action if you want, or what? Actually, what are you gonna do? She's coming at you.
She's coming at me, and it's an overhead strike, right?
It is an overhead strike.
Did she jump in the process?
She did not. Well, actually, yes.
She did. Okay. What's my charisma? It was my charisma's -1. Okay, that hurts.
You are not charming.
I am not charming at all. Should I try to charm her, or should I wait for like somebody else to come up later?
Charming. You guys are sparring. I don't know.
I should.
How do you spar?
Yeah, I'll just take a dodge action. I'll just roll dodge.
Okay.
I got an 18.
You got an 18 on dexterity? That was your saving throw?
Yeah. Oh, the saving? Well, the saving is same. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So you dodge. She comes down at you, you dodge, and you may take initiative now.
Damn.
Well, I mean, you guys are sparring. That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. So, I dodged. The way I want to dodge is the overhead. I'm just going to, like, literally just pivot on my left foot, and it's just going to go, like, right down in front of me.
Okay.
And then, like, when she, like, misses, I'm gonna look down at her, and then I'm just gonna unarmed strike to the back of the neck.
Okay, roll it.
I rolled a 15. What's her armor class?
Ooh, 16. So as you go to try to unarmed strike her in the back of the neck, she dodges as well, takes a step back, flashes her scimitar, and goes, "And we were sparring, not dancing."
All in the same to me. Try again.
I mean, that was your attack. Do you have a bonus action you want to do?
No, I don't. I'll leave that for something else.
You'll leave that? Okay, so she...
And so I just taunt.
So that was your taunt. Okay, perfect. Well, she'll go ahead and takes out her other scimitar. Now she's dual wielding. Does a 27 hit?
Yes. Yes. God damn.
So unnatural. So, but she did nothing. She did like 5 damage.
Cool.
So she swings one, and then she nicks you for 9 damage. She swings the other one. Does a 21 hit?
Yes. My armor class is 19.
Another 5 damage, which is nothing. So she knows she's like moving them around, and she gets you both because she's moving really quickly. However, because you're so like big, burly, and tough, it just kind of like phew, phew. And as this is happening, you guys are like fighting, dodging, ducking, weaving. Pike and Zambo finally make it back on foot this time, since they've taken their horses away. And the first thing they see is Urzak and Ruby clashing blades.
I'm going to pull out my sword from off my back, and I will swing it.
Okay. Swing.
In a horizontal manner.
Sweeping.
That's a 23 hit.
Oh, it so does.
I hit for 13 damage.
13 damage. So she takes the brunt of that to the side, and she is wearing some, leather armor, so it kind of absorbs, it doesn't cut through. But you see that like it kind of folds her a little bit to the side, and she just lets go. But
okay, and I get 3 attacks per action.
What the hell? I mean, that's great. That's perfect. Go ahead.
So after the first hit, I notice that it hits, and she does like the little fold, and then I'm gonna do the same attack twice, but twice as fast. So it's just like 1, and then it'll be a 1-2. It's that quick.
Anytime you want to step in, Pike. Anytime at all.
27 on the first hit, and then I'm gonna just do the second one now.
All right.
And 15 on the second one. So the second hit doesn't get her.
27 on the first one.
And the next hit does 14 damage, and I missed her third hit.
Okay, so in quick succession, you just kind of like bam, 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 and it takes her a little second, but eventually, you know, she kind of gets back up, but now she looks a little like down. Like she looked good before that, but those hits in quick succession kind of took her, and you see that she starts bleeding from the side of her mouth, and she coughs up a little bit of blood, and she goes, okay, all right, my turn.
I'll put the sword away, and I just say, had enough.
She goes, absolutely the not, and she rushes at you with both scimitars, swinging wildly with a bit of a desperation in her eyes. She said your AC is 19, so I'm guessing a 26 hits.
Yes.
She slices you for 10 damage, and then she swings again. This time, though, something about her disposition was lacking, so she misses her second attack. So she slices at you first for, how much did I say? 14 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she slashes at you for 14 damage, but then she misses on the second one, and she does a quick little movement with her hand, and just roll me perception?
17.
Okay, you see that she just summoned something, did a little spell.
I'm gonna do the Urzak thing and ignore it.
I love the Urzak thing.
And I'm gonna start swinging. All 3 hits.
Okay.
20.
Oh, yeah, hits.
Does 14 damage.
Second hit?
It hits. Does 6 damage.
Okay.
Third hit does not hit.
All right. Doesn't matter though, because no, go ahead, finish.
You already ruined it. You said it doesn't matter.
No. I was gonna say it doesn't matter because regardless of whether or not you would have hit that third one, as you're swinging it, a little puff of smoke just kind of happens. The air before you starts to ripple, turn orange, and then it just bursts into flame, and a fire elemental catches your swing. It doesn't burn right through it. In fact, it's weird because his hand is somehow grabbing onto your sword, despite the fact that it seems to be made out of fire. And Ruby puts both hands up and she goes, all right, yield. I yield. This is my fireman. His name is Tom, but I yield. She says, throwing both scimitars onto the ground. She gets up in a blinding display of, I guess, warrior's honor that you have not seen before. She quickly, she makes a movement with her hand, snaps her fingers, and the fire elemental disappears. And she looks at you and she goes, all right.
All right, what?
All right, you won. Good job. You want a cookie?
It depends if you're willing to give up yours.
Pardon?
All right, are you guys done?
Oh, what's up, Mike?
Way done, she says as she picks up the scimitars, puts them back in, and she goes like, actually, just had the fire elemental eat you.
Okay. While you guys were doing that, Zambo and I have been trying to figure out where to go next. Ruby, since you've already had a lead about this situation, about Beans and all that, where do you think we should go?
Well, like I said before, Beans does have a little cave that he likes to hang out in and plan, and he goes into for supplies and whatnot. I'm not sure how deep it goes, but I know that it would be a two-day ride from here on horseback, but since we have no horse, it looks like we're walking for a week, huh?
Okay, lead the way then. It's the only other thing we have, right, to go off of.
Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it? And she, very attitudey, turns around and just starts walking eastward. So, you guys...
Sorry.
I'm going to keep that in.
Just a random Urzak burping in the background.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
If you can actually, if there's any way to edit that so that it happens right after she says whatever it is she just said, that'd be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So you guys, the party starts walking. You're following the westward road past Neverwinter. Let's just say that because you're being essentially led by Ruby the Drow, you guys don't go through the Neverwinter woods. You actually just take the main road past Phandalin and right through Tribuar. It is about 8 p.m., the sun has gone down. You see a town in a crossroads ahead of you that has already, you see the glow of orange, the orange glow of lanterns surrounding it. So you already know that people are turning in for the night, but maybe, like there's light out and about to see what could happen. As Ruby the Drow is walking, she doesn't seem to be making an attempt to stop near this town. She's actually just, keep walking straight, but it is getting late. So would either of you like to do anything, or are you just going to continue keep walking with her?
Hey, it's getting late. Shouldn't we stop and look for an inn?
She goes, we could sleep near a tree. We could sleep by a lake. We can sleep in a hole in the ground. Are you tired right now? Because I'm not.
Well, okay. I mean, Urzak, are you tired? Zambo? I don't think you get tired.
I don't really get tired, but I do like sleep. It's nice to close your eyes and then like some weird things happen in your brain and then you wake up and you can't tell what's real and what isn't.
Uh-huh. Urzak?
I can sleep anywhere.
You can, okay, fine. Let's keep going.
Give me Jared, or anybody who's paying attention, give me a perception check.
Okay. 20. 25.
All right. Okay, so she's saying all of this as you're looking at her, and you see that she was kind of fucked up before the sparring match with Urzak, but then on top of her scrapes and bruises, now she has fresher scrapes, fresher bruises, some dried blood on her lip, and you can tell by the way that she's been walking, a little stiffer than most people, that she has a limp she's trying to hide. That's just information that you ascertain. What you do with that information is up to you.
I want to carry her.
Aww.
Without her permission.
Well, you don't see this unless you want to write,
he rolled a 20.
I rolled a 20.
He rolled or you rolled?
He rolled a 20, I rolled a 25.
Oh, okay, so you both see this. My bad. I thought you had said you rolled a 20 and then it was actually like a 25 because of the plus, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. You can try.
Athletic strength, correct?
It would be animal hand. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Yes. Athletics.
22.
On athletics?
Yes.
Okay, so you definitely do carry her. Like you go in there. How do you like do the motion?
You ever seen Shrek?
Oh god. Yes.
Remember when she didn't want to leave the castle and she's like, I'm gonna sit right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Okay. So you do that in one fell swoop. And you have absolutely no issue carrying her because you can hold her. But the second you do that, she goes, "What the f-?"
Shut up and just sit tight. Take a nap.
Tell me to shut up. You shut up and sit tight. You can't summon him anymore. God damn it. I just did my last summon.
Pike, I'll follow you.
Okay. You said we're just going east, Ruby?
She sighs and she goes, yes, just following the road east, past the bridge.
Okay.
All right, so are you guys going to stop by anywhere or just keep walking?
Keep walking, I guess. Unless Chaz wants to do something different.
No, I'm down to keep walking, but I'm also going to... actually, can I make a request? I don't want to take a short rest or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to, like, cook me up a meat while we was having that conversation. And then I just want to be chewing on it.
Cooking up a meat while you were talking? I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, just something a little quick, not on a big fire. Just wanted to warm it up so I can eat it while we go.
Okay, what do you have?
Just a regular meat.
Okay, you can eat that meat and I guess
it says ration.
A couple of your actually everybody take a ration because it has been a day.
Okay.
And heal yourselves for like 5 hit points if you are missing any hit points.
I'm most definitely missing hit points.
Mm-hmm. Just heal yourself for 5. It was just a meal. That being said, if you guys continue to walk, you walk up to the. Are you guys just walking through the night up until you get to the next town, or?
Yes, I have dark vision of 60 feet.
Perfect. So you guys keep walking through the night. You cross a bridge on a river, and as the sun is beginning to, rise, you guys have been walking for about 8 to 9 hours. Ruby, who has been motionless for a little bit, used this time to take a long rest. So right now she's full up. All her spell slots are back. She's good. Nobody else take a long rest because you guys didn't, but she did. So she puts her feet up on Urzak's shoulder and just backflips right off, landing gracefully on her feet, and she goes, wow, what a good night's rest. You should invest in some shoulder pads because your shoulders are hard as hell. Those suck. Super uncomfortable.
I'm going to look at Ruby and be like, sounds like a personal problem.
Hey, so Like, Ruby, are you good now? Like, we noticed that you were a little messed up earlier. Are you good?
Yeah, I was just sleepy.
Sure. Okay. Are we heading in the right direction? You just said to, like, go follow the path. Is this the right bridge that we're supposed to cross, or no?
Have you been following the path?
Yeah.
Then you've been going in the right direction.
Great.
I can't see at night, so.
Okay.
Interesting. Does either of you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay, so if we're going, I'm going to continue walking and leading you guys down this path. If we don't end up at the place that I believe this path ends, then it is 100% your fault, Pike, and I will kill you, okay?
Sure.
All right.
Not, but okay.
You'll kill him.
You lost once before. You'll lose again.
Well, it was a sparring match. I yielded. If it was a match to the death, well, let's just see what happens when we get there. So you guys continue walking until you eventually get to this weird swampy area around noon, and your ground, the ground below your feet starts feeling a little mushy, a little softer. But you guys keep going, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're following Ruby, man.
Following Ruby, yeah, she's just walking right through it. She doesn't care. She doesn't stop for anything until eventually you guys reach ground that is just impossible to walk through. Like just absolutely, like it's you put your foot down and you sink. And Ruby kind of stops, looks around, and she goes, Oh, I see what happened. Okay.
We lost?
No. We just gotta go back.
Gotta go back?
Yeah, we must have passed it.
What do you mean we must have
passed it before you woke up or after?
Clearly after. I would have seen it if I was awake.
Okay. Can we not just go through?
Yeah, we can, but his cave isn't past there. It's before the swamplands. I'm not from the top, okay? I know that it was in this general direction. It was post Tribior, but before Norna's hold, and I couldn't really find that area anywhere near here. I was looking around. Thought maybe it was farther than I originally assumed.
We lost like half a day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Urzak, I know you've got these new dragon powers and all that. Can you try to like dragon up and just fly us?
I have not rested, so I will tell you now. But
Okay.
if your mind, if you want to waste another day,
That sounds very interesting. While you guys sit here and rest, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and scout.
No, you're not.
we will not be resting.
No, you're not. Yeah, we're not
We're not
resting.
going anywhere.
Let's
We're gonna make this
continue.
trip on foot.
Okay, well, sorry. Lying appears to have not worked. So what I'm going to do is abandon you guys and rush on over to Beans so that I can kill him myself. Because you guys clearly don't know what you're doing.
So remember that money we talked about? You were only entitled to
yes.
that if you were nice.
I'm being very nice. If you wanted me to be cooperative, that would have been a different situation.
I was just gonna move very, very as fast as I can.
Right.
Hopefully
dash.
faster than she can see.
Okay.
Behind Ruby, stare down at her
Okay.
and tell her she's not going anywhere.
As you do this, right, you dash, trying to get right behind Ruby, and you actually shoulder check somebody who had dashed as well, trying to get behind Ruby, and you both just kind of click, and you turn to your left, and you see this guy in tattered rags, holding a rusted sword. He has a half helm on his head, and he's wearing like mismatched gear and stuff. And you just kind of look at him, and he looks at you, and he goes, "Oh, so were you gonna? Were you part of the? Wait, hold on. Sorry, I messed this up. Guys, sorry. Ambush canceled. I messed it up." And a bunch of bandits just kind of come out of the bushes, around 3 or 4. And they look up, and one of them is like this really skinny, lanky dude, and he goes, "No, you don't just cancel the ambush. We still ambush them. You just kind of f***ed up."
Question for you, Mauro.
Yes.
Does a 23 hit?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Everybody please roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Before that, though, how much damage?
It's just 5. I saw when I bumped into him, you kept talking, so I didn't want to interrupt, but I wanted, like, the moment I bumped into him, it was like a spook. So I was just going to swing, and I was going to swing for 5. And I was going to swing with my fist, since I was sprinting. I wasn't, like, readily available to just start grabbing my weapon out of nowhere. I just swung.
Okay, let's do it that way then.
For 5 damage.
Let's do it that way. You smack him across the lip for 5 damage.
Just bitch slapped the guy.
I mean, well, you run up on him. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I got 22 in initiative.
You got 22 in initiative. All right. Let me just go ahead. Roll yours. I'll roll for Ruby.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ugh. Oh no.
Oh, I missed it. What was that?
6.
Ooh.
I got a +5 on initiative and I rolled a 1.
Oh, that's beautiful, my friend. Ruby has a +8 in initiative and she rolled a 5, so she still got higher than you. All right, 13. So it goes Pike, Ruby, Chaz.
Before I do anything, I want to ask Ruby, you don't know these guys? Then why are they here? Why are they after you?
These are bandits. Have you guys never been set upon by bandits on the road? This guy was literally just about to try to kill me.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't have many friends, so I just assumed that they were just after you.
I have friends. Okay, I have friends. You don't have any friends.
Yeah, I do. They're right next to you. Anyways, you're about to abandon us, so you think you have friends? You have 3 less friends now. Anyways, we're gonna save your ass. I wanna, I guess, just hit the bandit that Urzak slapped.
Go ahead.
17 to hit.
Okay, hits.
And 6 damage.
All right. So he looks pretty much like you hit him with what?
My daggers.
Your daggers? Okay,
yeah.
So you stab. You have what? 2? 1 attack?
Oh,
that was your first attack?
1. That's it.
You grab him and you stab him in the gut, and you pull the knife out, and he's bleeding. He just goes, ow. What else can you do?
I want to Misty Step and go behind like the nearest trees. So like behind us. And that would be in between like 2 more bandits.
I see that. You can move your character there. So you guys are pretty much beset upon all sides by these 6 individuals. However, yeah, if you're Misty Step, you can avoid that and you can teleport somewhere else in the map. Go ahead and do that.
I did. And
you did.
I'm in the shadows.
Ooh. It is now Ruby's turn. And as she's saying, as you say, like, well, now you have 3 less friends, you say as you stab this man. She takes out her own scimitar. Slices his 17 hits, slices his throat just in one fell swoop. He falls to the ground dying, and she goes, you can't take things like that personally all the time, okay? Sometimes friends abandon each other because, and who said we were friends to begin with? She says as she swings her scimitar again, and this time...
Did you roll for the damage?
This time just nicks Zambo on accident, actually, yeah. She
Poor
rolls,
guy.
She gets a 16, and she does 10 damage. She slices his, as she's like, talking in hysterics, she like moves like that, and her scimitar slices Zambo's arm clean off, and Zambo just goes, "What the hell? What did I do?" She turns to him, she goes, "Sorry, I keep forgetting you're there."
I'm assuming now my turn?
Yes.
And now it's your turn.
Oh, I hit him for 10 damage.
You hit him for 10 damage? Okay.
I think, unless his armor class is higher than 21.
It definitely is not. You hit him for 10 damage, and he immediately falls to the floor, bleeding, but he's still there. He's still alive. He's just kind of like, do you have anything else to do?
Yes, I do have other attacks.
Okay.
This is the one I'm moving around on the map. He's the one bleeding on the ground, correct? Just want to confirm.
Yes.
Pike is going to handle these 2.
Okay.
I'm assuming he's range. So each block is 5 feet. I can move 30. And I can reach him now.
Okay.
I'll do 2 attacks towards him.
Oof.
21 again to hit.
So hits.
9 damage.
Okay.
The 15 hit.
Yes.
9 damage. So I just hit him for a total of 18 damage.
He's dead. He falls to the ground dead. Blood seeping from his eyeballs, and the other 4 bandits left on the field look at each other, and they just drop their weapons and start running into the woods, into the brush. As they're escaping, though, Jared, the one near the end, the lanky one who had said, "No, you just messed up the ambush, try again." He doesn't see you, but he inadvertently runs past you as he's escaping. Would you like to do a reaction attack?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I want to do a sneak attack with my daggers and just slit his throat.
Okay.
He has an advantage for that, right?
You are at advantage, so go ahead and roll your dagger attack twice.
Oh my god.
Whatever, 28. You okay,
my
so
God.
immediately as he's rushing past you, without missing a beat, you flick your hand upwards, move your wrist in a manner with, while you're holding your blade practically by your fingertips.
Yeah.
And in one smooth motion, he takes one step, you hear he takes another step and just crumbles to the ground. Blood starts pooling underneath his neck and, so on and so forth, and he's gone for the count. And the other ones, they got away, but...
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone. The other ones left. Okay. They ran away.
I want to Misty Step right next to Ruby.
Okay. You do that. Ruby looks at you, narrows her eyes.
So you're really going to abandon us?
Look, I am on sort of a deadline, more or less, okay? I'm not used to working with people. People tend to do this thing where they disappoint the hell out of you and end up making it so that your goal doesn't get achieved. If you are a little patient with me, I suppose I can take you at your word. I mean, look, you guys are clearly able. You can take care of yourselves. You're not the low down tavern trash I thought you were.
Yeah, we just look like that because we don't have a sense of fashion. Listen, if this is gonna work, we need to work together. We have the same goal. You just gotta let us help you, man. Like, we're also, and I understand the whole deadline thing. That's why I'm letting you take the lead on where we're going. This whole setback already from making a wrong turn. We're in this mucky swamp. Like, come on. I mean, we're all trying here, okay?
She crosses her arms and it looks like she's about to retort, but then she just swallows that and sighs and goes, okay, that's fair. I don't even have I don't have an argument for that. That's fair.
Right. Do you happen to have a map or anything that you can show us to where this cave is? Maybe we can also help you keep a lookout for landmarks and signs or something,
Okay, I don't have a map. However, there is a town. You guys must have passed it right near the bridge called Yarder. We might be able to procure a map of the general area there. And I hate cities, but this one's mostly small, so it shouldn't be that big of an issue.
Okay, how about this? I know we're tight on time, but let's go to this town, make sure Urzak has his long rest, and stock up on whatever we need, get whatever information we can get, and hopefully we can just ride on Urzak and get there a whole lot faster and make up for lost time.
You know what? That is not the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my entire life. That's actually close to genius.
Okay, well, thanks. And I also know you need the rest too, because resting on Urzak's arm by being carried by him, I know it's not fun. Trust me, I've done that before.
Quite uncomfortable, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. All right. Speaking of, where is Urzak?
Yeah, so I was just going to mention. So, meanwhile, while you guys having your entire conversation, me and Zambo over here, right? I walked all the way over here. I grabbed Zambo and we made our way to the trees. And I just got some twigs, some 2 straight sticks, and some, I guess, I took weeds and I made a rope out of it. So during y'all conversation, y'all nice long conversation.
Right.
I kind of casted and forced back Zambo's arm until you get actual healing.
Did you use the arm that Ruby cut off, or did you use? Because where I see you in the map, you're right next to the corpse of the bandit.
No,
you don't want to mix and match.
We can do that. You want to switch it up and mix and match? I'm so down for that.
Zambo looks at you and he goes, I really appreciate this. I got a rat's jaw, and I see at least 3 dead guys here who probably don't need their jaws anymore,
I totally forgot you don't have a jaw. I am so sorry. I go up.
I know I look wretched.
The bandit that was here.
Yeah.
And I kind of just shove my hand into his mouth and just yank.
So you yank his jaw off in one clean sweep, and
it's because I'm not a doctor, so.
No, but it comes right off, and you notice that all of his bottom teeth are made out of gold and copper.
That's great. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Zambo. You want to be flashy?
All right, yeah, dude. I'll take it's. Look, man.
He's
Okay.
The rest of himself. Before he explains the rest of himself, I'm gonna slap him with the same jaw that's in my hand. Okay. I'm gonna just displace the one he has, and just goes right into place. Just
face palm him with the new jaw, you hear a sickening crunch and a crack of something falling into place, and then this weird sort of mac and cheesy noise as his homunculus clay skin merges with the actual human skin of the guy. And now Zambo he has his mustache, the semblance of a beard, but now his jaw is beardless, is full of blood, and has gold and bronze teeth. He looks like a unit, actually. And he looks back at Urzak. He looks at Urzak and he goes, I got his arm too. Actually, not him. And he walks down, through the trees, past where the original dead guy died, the one who originally showed up next to Ruby, who shoulder-checked Urzak. And he points to his corpse and he goes, I'd like one of his arms. And you notice that his arms are actually a lot burlier than Zambo's skinny noodle arms.
Let's give it a shot.
All right, thank you.
I'm going to tear off the arm.
Okay.
So all this is happening while you guys are having a conversation. So
right. And when Pike turns around and he goes, "Hey, where's Urzak?" Both Pike and Ruby look to the left, and they just see Zambo covered in blood from like the chin down. He flashes a smile, and you see his upper teeth are just regular teeth. His bottom teeth are a weird mix of bloody gold and copper. His right arm is the regular skinny arm that you guys have gotten used to, but his left arm is just, it's not jacked, but it is toned, it is buff, like it has had some meat and potatoes, you know?
That's a good look on you, Zam.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying something new.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to shove his arm. Just shove the arm just in place. Just like a stab almost.
Crack.
Yeah, just
goes in good. And now you guys have Zambo actually has a +1 in strength now.
Hey.
And then so I was able to hear the conversation because I was so close by.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk up to Pike and be like, "Hey, Pike.
Yeah.
You said we're going to town, right?
Yeah.
May I see your daggers?"
Sure. I hand him my daggers.
Describe to me your daggers.
They're daggers, man. I don't know what. What do you mean? They're metal. They're sharp. There's 2 of them.
Okay. Okay. I was looking for a particular detail.
You asked me. Like, what are you looking for?
I will tell you what I'm looking for. I'm cooking without Mauro again. Just let you know.
Okay.
Love it. Love this.
So I'm gonna observe your dagger, and it has no unique markings on it at all.
No runes, no nothing. It's just plain steel or steel and silver daggers.
Okay, what race is your character again?
Elf.
Remind me.
I'm an elf.
Elf. Great. How good are you with magic?
Great.
And writing runes.
Ooh, how do I find that out?
Okay. What's your plus on Arcana?
Arcana is +3.
All right.
You're relatively all right.
Okay.
Magic is, I think, intelligence and wisdom. No, what are your intelligence and wisdom?
My intelligence is 17 +3 and wisdom 14 +2.
Okay, so I'm going to continue cooking without Mauro. Jared,
I hate you.
Jared, you have to deal with me.
Okay.
Well, this was for you. This is not for me. I want to go to town, and I'm going to grab a particular thing. And if I do this thing, Mauro, whatever check that Pike has to do, since I'm going to do something that's going to benefit this check in a way, can you roll an advantage when it's time?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the agreement. It is recorded. Understood. I'm ready
on
to
the
go to
record.
town.
It is on the record, and it will be because that's next episode when we reach this town.
Oh man, I want to go to town now.
Look, I know. I have something fun. I wish you guys had stopped at Tribuar, but regardless, Yardar works too.
I was wondering. I was wondering how long it was going to take for us to do a walking episode.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this could. The thing about walking episodes is that in actual D&D, if you're walking after a certain amount of time, you would roll something and you get attacked by wolves or by bandits or by this or by that. But I doing those types of encounters, I guess.
Yeah.
So walking episodes would probably just be talking episodes, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm kind of glad that it took like almost a year of doing this to get to that point.
Ruby learned something today.
Yeah? What'd she learn?
Well, she learned that these guys actually can sort of take care of themselves, and they're not just a bunch of backwater tavern hobos. And maybe if she just calms down a little bit and puts some of the burden on them, she could perchance be part of a team.
Perchance.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice, short and sweet Delta Quest. We just like went through like a big old thing last episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's nice to just like tone it down a bit, relax a little. You know, yeah, we had a little battle, but you know,
it was small.
We're still like there's still so much to go to get to our goal, and I'm just glad that like we're not trying to rush. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all the time we have for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the Razzle Dazzle Show. Be sure to let us know what you think about this episode somewhere on the internet, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Razzle Dazzle Show, on TikTok at Razzle_Dazzle_Show, on Blue Sky at RazDaz Show Pod, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Raz_Daz_Pod. Be sure to rate us 5 stars and leave a comment down below. We'll catch you on the next one.
Next time on the Razzle Dazzle Show.
Everyone's voice deserves to be heard, and everyone's sort of insides need to be expressed if you feel like you've got something to express. And it doesn't matter how it happens, and you know, it doesn't matter if art is subjective, and you know, one person might say, oh, that's crap, and another person will say that's genius, you know. And it's just about kind of clearing out all of the noise and just doing your work.
Tune in next week.